So our strategy, as I mentioned, is to lead and join boards. And so we have a concentrated portfolio. We do have some investments that are, we've made some strategic investments that are a little bit earlier and to like build towards the Series A. What I would say though is we often are getting to know founders over time. So I think in nearly every case for this fund, we've known the founders for quite some time, or we've known the investors quite well, the previous investors.
Gotcha.
But like for the Series A we just did, like the Learnin, as you mentioned, known David, both Bridget and I have known him for years, and I observed on his previous board. He's also an advisor to the fund. But you know, the most recent Series A we did, I had met the founder during his first company, but was not an investor there. When he founded a new company, started tracking it, started meeting regularly, well ahead of it ever being something we would be leading. So, you know, met him, knew the seed investors, knew some of the angels to the company. And so we developed a relationship over time. It's very squarely in our thesis. So, you know, we shared some of our reports, that we made some introductions for him along the way. The point of that is, at least for us, or for me, it's not for everybody, but you tend to build a relationship over time and it not be like a quick funding round. And especially seed is a little bit different because you might not have a lead, you might have a different kind of configuration, and you're looking for different types of folks around the table. And that might be a little quicker, but the checks are obviously going to be, in most cases, smaller. You can use that also as an opportunity to like give a few folks in that you want to get to know who might want to lead in the future. Right. But otherwise, I'd say, you know, you have to balance the time piece of this, but getting to know some folks that are on your wish list early if you can, keeping them in the loop, checking in with them when there's like an appropriate milestone to check in with. And this is not like, you know, monthly, this is like every quarter, every 6 months, like whatever makes sense before you're doing a process can be really useful. You know, once you start a process, especially for a lead, like if you're thinking about someone joining your board, you're signing up to work with them for potentially a long time. So you want to have a kind of a sense of how they work and all of that. So the short answer in summary, I guess, is, you know, getting to know some investors over time is useful. That can be sometimes it's a warm intro, sometimes it's cold outreach. Like it just really depends on the investor. For me, you know, I tend to meet folks like kind of constantly looking to like understand the trends and what folks are starting to build. And so, you know, want to meet folks well ahead of when they might actually be considering like a Series A or a large seed. Is that helpful? How I source, and yeah, the other piece I'd say is like I do a lot of proactive sourcing. So a lot of research into specific verticals that I think are big market opportunities where I want to invest, and we'll reach out to CEOs. And then I also look for, and this is obviously the investor side, this is helpful for y'all, but like I look at sort of seed investors who I admire and I've worked with in the past, like what they're investing in, and obviously advisors and angels who I work with, I'm also looking at what they're investing in. So those are different paths for me when I'm looking proactively out. And then obviously I'm responding to the inbounds, both from cold and from warm intros.